Today we're going to tackle a wonderful dish to cook for your family. It is creamy, it's unctuous. We are doing the classic mushroom risotto. So we're going to start off by cooking down and sweating out some base ingredients, layering in some herbs, and then finishing by layering in ladle by ladle that perfect amount of stock. By the end of it, we're just going to finish off with that wonderful cheese. So when you serve the table with a little garnish on top, it's got the perfect creamy texture you are looking for. We have some ingredients down here. We have our shallots, our garlic, our leeks, and we're just gonna finely chop that. All right, getting our shallots just into a bowl. Gonna repeat the same with our wonderful garlic as well. And then of course, we've got ourselves a leek. Leek goes so well with all mushroom-based dishes, in my opinion. With our base ingredients all chopped up, it's time to sweat them out. So, medium-high heat, solid pan. Now you can go anything as long as it's wide, gives you enough surface area for evaporation of your barley, but also I want a little bit of depth there, because I want that creaminess not to run over the edge. So in goes some olive oil. Don't be shy there. Let's let it in. Chucking in our leeks too. So whilst our lovely base ingredients are getting their sweat on, it's time to work on our mushrooms. We've got two different types today. We've got cremini and also beech. Just gonna halve that and then just gonna giving some attention back to our pan. We're looking for, say, your leek and your onion and garlic to be a little bit soft, sweaty, maybe a little golden tinge to them. Gonna season that with salt and pepper. Now mushrooms are really thirsty, so we're gonna add in a bit more olive oil. All right, so olive oil into the pan, getting ready for our wonderful mushrooms. So just gonna add some acidity with our apple cider vinegar. At that point, here we have rosemary. We've also got thyme. Okay, nice little mix, a little soft notion. Awesome, I'm gonna turn the heat up a little bit. So this here is your barley, all right? You can see that they kind of look like oats that have not been rolled. Funny that, they're pretty similar. So these are gonna go straight into the pot right now. Now, this is where that wide set pan comes in, so making sure your pan's wide enough. And what I want you guys to learn is called agitating. When you agitate, you're simply just flattening out the space that's on top. So, here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna add in some stock, enough to cover the initial surface. There's a lot of starch around barley, so you wanna make sure if you're stirring it, you're doing it later on the process. If you stir too early, it's gonna create too much of a sticky situation. You wanna make sure you're stirring later in the piece. That's why you're agitating. And we go again. All right, team, it's now time to stir. So no longer agitating. I want you to get amongst and stir so you can get down the bottom, see what's going on, break up those beautiful barley little situations there, and start to make them a little bit creamy. And by stirring now, that's what you're gonna do. You can see that at the bottom, there's a lot of evaporation. So that's really good, it's a great sign. Gonna mix it out a little bit, and then again, gonna add in a bit more water. So as I stir this now, guys, the water is really starting to evaporate, left behind this beautiful comfort-like concoction. All right, now I can see here, the barley is still maintaining its integrity. It's not smashing. If we want to make this creamy, we could add in a little bit more olive oil, but I'm going to add in the cheese at this point in time. At the very end, you can now season with salt, but it's not going to affect how well that water is absorbed. It's already absorbed. I'm just going to finish off with some lemon rind and then some lemon juice as well. I love it because it's still got the same texture it's meant to have. You can see the actual integrity of the barley is still intact, yet around it, it has this kind of like glaze of beautiful mushroomy stock that's thickened up. Just grab yourself your plate and start serving. So grab yourself some leafy goodness. I got here some lovely little microbes. Just gonna squeeze a little bit of lemon juice over top of that. Grate some Parmesan over the top of our finished dish, just for an extra bit of cheesy goodness. A crack of pepper, because you know I love that. And some olive oil too. Colorful microbes. If you've not got a pot of barley risotto on the stove right now, get to your kitchen, because this stuff, so simple to do, yes, It does require some TLC, but if you're looking for a dish to cook for a bunch of people, this is one that's gonna knock their socks off. It's actually very affordable, shows some skill set, even though it's easy. And of course, wonderfully, it tastes great. All right, guys, so this is my mushroom barley risotto. If you want the full recipe, click the link down below. It's gonna take you to the website with all the recipe, method, ingredients, everything you want. If this is your first time watching us today and you want more awesome, easy at home recipes to do, click the subscribe button. I'm DC, time to tuck in.